All right, welcome everybody to SR Broadcasting. I'm here with Joe Mitchell tonight. We're live with GAC Racing League at Charlotte Motor Speedway for 125 laps. Joe, what's up, bud?
Oh, not much. Just kind of excited to get back into this. You know, we had a week off there, some personal issues and stuff, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, vacation for me, and I don't know, man. I was supposed to be gone a week. I ended up a little bit longer than a week, but man, I'll tell you what, I got rusty being off just a week and a half. But it's good to be back. Sorry we missed last week at Watkins Glen with GAC, but I got stuck down in Florida. We had some car issues down there and couldn't make it back in time. But we're here tonight at Charlotte. 125 laps here with these guys. I believe this is race number 8 out of 10. So we're winding down, getting close to the championship.
Yeah, it's getting down to crunch time, and I didn't get a chance to look at the race last week. I know that the points were extremely tight, and a lot of guys were getting shuffled around in points. It'd be interesting to see if, where everyone stands at this point.
Well, speaking of points, I happen to have them right here. So how about I go ahead and throw them up, and we'll take a look and see where everybody's at now after race number 7, which was Watkins Glen. Tony Gray is your leader, and he comes in 12 points ahead of Jim Locking, who is up in second place. Shane Gross right now is sitting in third. He's about 19 points behind the leader. And then Gary Shank, he moves up 3 points. He's up in fourth. I mean, 3 positions. He's up in fourth, and he's only 26 points behind. And then we go back to Dean Viney, who moved up 1 position. He's up in fifth. And I believe Dean is only 34 points back. And Michael Palmer is in sixth. He's only 35 points back. Len McNeese is 7th, and he's 36 points back. So real close right there for the top 7 still. You know, tonight's race plus 2 more races to make up some time, make up some points.
Yeah, I think one of the more surprising names on that list that seemed to drop is Dwayne LaPrade. Dropped 5 positions down to 9th. He was up there in the points. I guess something must have come up, and he was unable to run one of the races. That's gonna have some pretty huge championship implications for him.
Yeah, it's kind of rough when you miss one race, man. A lot of points, you know, and he's usually pretty quick and up in the front. So is he out here tonight? I don't even see him on track. So he must, maybe something came up, or maybe he's on vacation if he's lucky.
Yeah, we can all only hope to be on vacation. I think he's in here. I'm showing him on track, I believe, or in the pits anyway.
All right, yep, he is here. His name just showed up on our radar. So let's see. Let's take a look at the track conditions here tonight. We have a temperature of 75 degrees, 45% humidity. Track temperature of 102 under clear skies. So I'm not really sure. I mean, we were watching them go around a little bit just now. They're in a driver's meeting right now, but when they were out on the track going around, trucks look pretty stable. Looks like, you know, should be a pretty decent run. I'm not sure on the long run once, you know, fuel comes out and they start lightening up the fuel, if the trucks are going to get snappy or not. But looks like guys are starting to break out again to get some more time in. So we're going to check out who's on the track and go take some rides around.
Sounds good.
Got some real nice looking paints out there. We're looking at the number 17 of Kevin Cornelius, Under Armour. Kind of looks like the Jeff Gordon kind of rainbow paint.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I can't afford Under Armour, but I like the paint job. Yeah, I was riding around looking at some of these guys' in-car cameras, and the trucks don't really seem to be handling all that bad, but like you said, I think, you know, on a longer fuel run and with higher track temps, you may see some snappy loose conditions. I hopefully they don't do that, but I think what tends to be the case here, you see a lot of trucks pushing, getting really tight, getting really close to the wall off of turn 4, so I expect to see have some issues there tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're watching right now. We got 3 trucks kind of together. 17 of Kevin Cornelius is one of those trucks. Look like they're doing pretty good side by side. Let's jump inside real quick, take a ride around with him, and do a lap or two, and kind of get a feel for what's going on out there. You see, I believe that's David Gameforth and the Mr. Bubble right up in front of him.
He's not running the Rusty Bubble tonight?
You know what? It could be. It doesn't look very clean from behind the windshield. Let me see if I can't get on Gameforth here and take a better look. Yeah, nope, it's the Rusty Bubble, or the Dirty Bubble, whatever you wanna call it.
I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Oh no, that's all right. That's what spots are for, man.
Yeah, but I think right when we were switching to him, we just caught a glimpse of what I was talking about. Looked like his truck pushed really hard. It didn't want to turn too well coming out of turn 4 right there. He went into the wall and took a ride through the grass.
Yeah, because you know what happens. You start getting into the feel that you know, you can go flat-footed around for a couple laps, and then all of a sudden the truck just tells you no more. And I don't think you really have all that much of a warning.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't give you much of a warning. It goes in on one lap. It feels really great and secure, and it turns great. And the next time around, it feels like a completely different truck.
So it seems like, I don't know, man, a week and a half off, man, it seems like an eternity sometimes. I think I did more work after I came back than I did actually on vacation, you know?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of stress there, I'm sure, and everything kind of went crazy all at once, but glad to be back here with you, and hopefully have a great race tonight. These guys are known for little to no caution, so hopefully we see a great race.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. And then next week is Texas, and then the following race will be the championship race, and that's going to be at Indianapolis. So you know, you guys are going to want to tune in the next 2 races to see who's going to come out the champion here. I don't know, are we going to see a back-to-back champion?
I'm not really sure. Tony Gray said in the past that he's definitely more of a short tracker kind of guy, and I know last week was the road course. He always says those are his survival moments, so it looks like he did a pretty good job surviving because he maintained very well in the points. And I don't know, I think he shows speed every week. I think it's going to take a lot to knock him off that top spot.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the top 5 right now in time here under warm-up. Kevin Cornelius out in front. Mark Koshik's showing 2nd. Tony Gray showing 3rd. Sean Lejeune showing 4th. And David Gameforth showing your top 5. So, you know, you're going to see a lot of switching up. Probably go single file after a little bit. And if it's green flag run, I think it's going to be who can get in and out of pit road and strategize, gain some positions. You know, we see every week in and out here, guys on all kinds of different strategies. You know, we see guys short pitting coming in, and we see guys stretching it out till the end. And I never know which way it's going to go, man, because, you know, the way I run, I don't I usually try to stretch it out when I see guys come in so soon like that. I always wonder, you know, how much is it going to hurt them? But a lot of them, like Dwayne LaPrad's one that we've seen do that a lot, and Len McNeese, and they always seem to, you know, get an advantage from it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that some of these guys, the strategies that they're able to pull off, they would never work for me. I don't know if it's luck or if they have just a better feel for what's going on around them. I tend to play more on the cautious side, but we've seen in the past too that Dwayne's kind of switched it up a little bit, where not only has he short pitted, but we've seen him stay out and stretch it as well. So I think a lot of these guys are just playing around with fuel strategies and tire strategies, and with the times in practice as close as they are at, from what, first to 14th is separated by 0.4 of a second. So I think strategy is going to play a huge factor here tonight.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I got a feeling it's going to be a green flag strategy for sure. I'm just watching some of the guys with that wall coming out of 4. I'm starting to see a lot of guys get up into that wall. I mean, I know it's warm up right now, so it's a little bit different, but I got a feeling during the race, you know, hopefully guys will try to keep an eye on that. But, you know what happens when you hit that wall coming out of 4, you go right down into the grass, and, you know, hopefully it's not enough to kill you. GAC does have one fast repair, so, you know, you're able to get your truck repaired one time, complete. Then after that, you hit the wall, you're just going to have to suffer the damage. And at a track like this, you don't want right side damage on that truck, especially right front damage on there, because it's going to be like a parachute slowing you down.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's a fast track. It's pretty smooth, and aerodynamics plays a pretty big key in just being able to get a run on someone and trying to get inside of them, going into the corners. And yeah, if you get any damage, it's definitely not going to help your cause. And if we see these guys hit the wall out of 4, if they slide through the grass, it's not necessarily going to bring out a caution. So, I mean, that could have some pretty big implications if, you know, that happens and they're not able to, if they're not able to pull yellow from it, that they could get laps down because of it.
We're just watching. We got about 3.5 minutes before they go to qualify. About 2 minutes to go, we'll go ahead and run to our national anthem. And when we do go to qualify, we'll get the ticker up for you. You can keep an eye on who's going out on the track, who's coming in first, who's coming in second. See some names jump around a little bit. Should be pretty interesting. We got some regular names out here. I think the only driver that I see that's kind of new to me here is Sean Lejeune, but we do know Sean Lejeune from racing other places. Sean's a pretty good driver. You see
Timothy Keller's back too. Heard he was in the hospital again recently, getting over some of the same issues he's been having, so it's good to see him back out here on the track.
Yeah, we see him able to put up some time. I see Justin Rogers is out here tonight. John Estes, Shane Gross. And how about Jim Locking moving up into second place, man, in the point standing?
Yeah, he's been up front a lot this season, and I mean, I can't really say that's much of a surprise. He seems to really be around at the end, and he seems to be really consistent as well. So I think that's it wasn't luck that got him there. That was consistency.
All right, I guess we'll take a quick break here. We'll go to the national anthem, and we'll kind of wait for qualify to kick in and see who's going to start out on the pole tonight, and let this play out. All right, we're back. We're just waiting a couple seconds left here. We're going to go to qualify and see who comes out on top here tonight, starting this thing off. So grab your drink, get yourself comfortable, and get ready for a nice race here, 125 laps here. All right, let's see who's the first one to get out on the track here tonight. Looks like it's going to be Mark Koshik's. Let's go take a ride and see what he does. I've got to get a new mouse tomorrow.
Yeah. That's what,
I was unlucky and poured a whole cup of soda down everything over here on a lot of the equipment. Thankfully, nothing got ruined, but man, I'm paying the price for it now. So I'll be hitting the stores tomorrow and trying to change a couple things while I can.
Remind me to never hang out with you in the month of July. That doesn't seem to be your month.
Thanks. So we're waiting to see now. He's coming across 4. Let's watch him go across the stripe. And it looks like right now it moves him up to the #1 spot. We'll see if anybody's got anything for him. Let's go take a ride with Tony Gray. Tony Gray's shown in 6th right now. Kevin Cornelius moves up to #1. We saw Kevin Cornelius was fast in warm-up, so I imagine he's going to have a fast truck here tonight. And Jim Locking right now being shown in 8th. And I'm hearing fireworks going off behind me.
I'm sure you'll hear some going off in my background too.
Looking at Randy Perdue right now. Randy Perdue shown in 12th. And taking it off of the track. Let's go take a look at Mr. John Estes. John Estes right now shown in 11th with a 29.422. Who else is out there? Let's see. Dwayne LaPrade right now shown in 9th with a 29.019. Got those jelly belly beans.
So far, the time to beat's Kevin Cornelius, 28.658. That's a pretty solid time.
Yeah, we've seen him fast in warm-up, so I couldn't really imagine. But you know how it is underqualified. Sometimes you'll see drivers that'll push it just a little bit harder on that qualified lap and pull out a surprising lap. So, but Kevin does it with a 28.658, and Len McNeese right underneath him with a 28.685. So I thought I was getting a little bit dyslexic there for a minute, but it is right.
Yeah. That's a really good lap by Len. I know a lot of these guys sometimes tend to not qualify. So it's a really stout time by some of these guys, and they're all really close.
Well, it looks like the only driver out there right now is Dwayne LaPrade and Sean Lejeune. Sean Lejeune being shown in 14th. And that just moves him up to 8th with a 28.869. So a faster lap for him on that one. Got a pretty good looking top 10 list right there.
Yeah, it's not bad, and yeah, it's pretty much a lot like what we were seeing in the practice was, I mean, the times are really close. I mean, your top time is a 28:65, and I think the 12th guy in line is a 29.04. So it's not much that's separating these guys.
Yeah, we just saw Sean Lejeune come across the stripe and knock out a 28.743, knocking him up into 5th place. So that what was it, the 3rd lap that he put out there, man, got him up there. All right, let me get set up here. And we'll go ahead and run through the grid.
All right, your pole setter for tonight is the 17 of Kevin Cornelius with a time of 28.658. Congratulations to him. 2nd place, Len McNeese. 3rd is Mark Kochik. 4th place is Michael Palmer. Sean Lejeune starts 5th. David Gainforth in 6th. Paul Cohen in 7th. 8th place is Tony Gray. 9th place, Shane Gross. And 10th place is Dean Viney.
Starting 11th will be Dwayne LaPrade. Starting 12th is Jim Locking. 13th will be John Estes. Starting 14th tonight will be Randy Perdue. 15th will be Justin Rogers. And 16th is Timothy Kelleher. Starting 17th will be Marcus McFadden. And I don't see Mark McFadden here tonight.
No, I don't have him up on the driver list either. That's pretty unusual. He's usually one of the weekly guys here.
All right, these guys are lining up, getting ready to take the grid. We're just waiting for the pace car to take these guys around and get them started here tonight. We got 125 laps. Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Camping World Truck Series here at GAC. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. Take a look here at take a look at it from the top. Got that nice looks like the nice sun setting type of view, you know.
Yes, sir.
Let me make sure I got nothing I'm gonna knock over. And make sure I'm good to go.
No drinks for you tonight.
Yeah, I'm fired.
That could be worse. It could have been your computer that was fired.
Oh, thank God. Let's see. Kevin Cornelius, Len McNeese, Mark Kochik, Michael Palmer, Sean Lejeune, your top 5 starting off here tonight. And it looks like Kevin Cornelius will take the inside line on this start. We'll see if Len McNeese has anything for him on the outside. I'm not really sure. It's been a long time since I've been on Charlotte. I think the inside line is the advantage where you want to be, but we have seen some guys make a move on the outside, so we'll have to stay tuned and see what happens. And the pace car heads in. We're waiting on the green flag. And we are green here for 125 laps with GAC at Charlotte.
The front 2 rows got a pretty good restart there. We'll see who prevails coming through turn 2 here. A little bit of wiggle from Sean Lejeune back there in 5th. Kevin Cornelius was able to get clear, but Len looks like he's going to try to cross him over, come back into 3. Who's going to lead the first lap?
They're going to battle it out to the line. And Kevin by half a truck length.
That's pretty surprising that he was able to make the outside work like that through 3 and 4. Maintaining that momentum.
All right, sorry about that. I had to get this stuff to catch up. Go back here to the number 6 of Sean Lejeune. We see Len McNeese again back down on the inside. And he is going to be able to get out in front.
Yeah, it didn't, not to take anything away, I don't know that Kevin really put up much of a fight. I think that was a courtesy thing. These guys race with a lot of respect, so.
And he probably figured it's too early to go ahead and burn him up. We see, who's that? Tony Gray down on the inside, followed by the 101 of David Gameforth. You see Tony Gray getting that left front wheel right on the white line, man, helping that truck get around. Right in front of him is the 31 of Michael Palmer, who's up in 4th. And it looks like the 33, Mark Coaches, came really close to the wall there. We didn't really see any sparks or anything, but I think we're going to start seeing trucks start moving up now. Go back here. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, you only get a couple laps of full throttle time here. You really got to start conserving your tires, making sure you have something there for the long run.
You see Tony Gray back down to the inside. Looks like he's going to try to make a pass on the 31 of Michael Palmer. See if he can make that inside line stick. And he will, and following him is the number 6 of Sean Lejeune. So they will both take a position from the 31 of Michael Palmer.
Got a side-by-side battle, or a 3-car battle, actually, back here for, is it 8th, 9th, and 10th? Or 4-truck battle. We have Shane Gross, Dean Viney, Dwayne LaPrade, and Jim Locking back there.
4 guys that want to get up in the front. So right now we have Jim Locking in 11th, Tony Gray up in 4th. Still early, so you know, nothing really to worry about, but I know Jim wants to get up there and try and close that gap up a little bit.
From the looks of it, it looks like 4 guys that just want to get single file. it's I don't think it's doing these guys any favors currently.
Dean Viney down on the inside right now. 41 of Shane Gross way up high, followed by the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. Len McNeese right now has got it out to about a 5-second lead over second place Kevin Cornelius.
Side by side back here for 3rd and 4th. Or I apologize, 4th and 5th. Looks like Sean Lejeune's going to prevail coming out of turn 2. So Mark Kosik's dropped back a couple spots here. He's lost one to Tony Gray and Sean Lejeune.
Yeah, I wonder if his truck's just starting to tighten up just a little bit on him, because we did see him get pretty close to the wall. I don't see any damage on the truck. But he might be wanting to back it off just a little bit. Once you feel that truck starting to slip away on you, you know, you want to try and calm those tires down just a little bit to hang on to it. Go back here to the 21 of Justin Rogers and the 40 of Marcus McFadden. Marcus McFadden down low, Justin Rogers up high. And they are followed by Paul Cohen in the number 51.
Looks like the 21 gets clear of Marcus McFadden right there. There was a side-by-side battle going on in front of him as well with Randy Perdue and John Estes. Looked like they got that sorted out as well, so those guys are all back single file.
I'll tell you what, strategy is going to play a big part in tonight's race. Getting on and off a pit road. Who can get in the fastest and get out? I got a feeling the way it looks right now, it's going to be going green for quite a while.
It's looking that way. So
Yeah, we see
up front, Tony Gray making a move on the inside of Kevin Cornelius for second place. Can't quite get it done. Kevin pulls back. Gets a little bit on him going into 3, but Tony's running that lower line, but where the tire's starting to become an issue now that can't run it quite like he wants to.
It looks like Tony Gray will take that spot.
I'm sure that's music to Len McNeese's ears, side-by-side battling going on behind him.
Yeah, you know how that goes. You want to make sure that those guys keep fighting it out, because the longer they fight it out, the further away you're going to get.
Yes, sir. I know we weren't really on it when it happened, but I saw 101 of David Gainforth get a little wiggly out of turn 4 that time, so it would appear that these cars are getting to be a bit of a handful. As we see the leader, Len McNeese, get out of shape out of 4 that time. He's going to drop a few spots here. Back to 4th.
Yeah, you don't get any warning. You know, all of a sudden you feel comfortable, you feel good, and next thing you know, wham. And we see, I believe that's the number 6 of Sean Lejeune down low. He came back, something happened to him. Maybe he got loose and saved it. I don't see any damage, but there he goes, going around. And he's gonna save it and into the grass and into the pits. So not gonna make any contact with anybody. And we do have a taker. Looks like the 31 of Michael Palmer coming down the pits. So we're seeing that lap 19, trucks becoming a handful for some guys.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen quite that quick, but I would have to say it must have something to do with a little bit of high track temperature. I'm sure that's not doing these guys any favors here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, like with the trucks, man, you get such a false feeling of security in them because you can flat-foot it. And the yellow is out. I was saying you can flat-foot it, but then it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the consequences of those actions now. These guys are beating up those tires. They're getting to be a handful.
Trying to find who brought out that caution.
I know that Dwayne LaPrade it looked like he was loose. Maybe contact with Jim Locking.
Let's go back in a minute and see if we can figure it out. And not let me get back far enough.
And
no.
I was able to go back and see. It looked like Dwayne was just trying to run a low line. The back end stepped out from a a little bit. He was trying to save it, and in the process, he clipped the rear bumper of the 91 of Jim Locking. That sent both of them spinning around on the backstretch.
And we see a big race off of the pits. It looks like Tony Gray, I think, is going to hang on to it.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm showing. Would you like to get a word in with Tony Gray while we're under yellow here? See what kind of issues these guys are fighting with.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hey, Tony, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, we got you, Joe.
Well, man, we've seen some kind of exciting opening laps here. Looks like the trucks are getting pretty wild and tough to handle out there. Is that what you guys are experiencing?
Yeah, it seems about when you get about 15 laps or so on it, that's when it starts getting a little slick there in the center of the corner, especially up off 4. It's pretty good down through 1 and 2. Just 3 and 4 there is starting to get a little tricky about, like say, lap 15 to 18 there.
Yeah, we see you you qualified up middle of the pack and been able to march your way up to the front, so can't be too much against your likings. It seems to be working out for you so far. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx you.
Yeah, knock on wood. I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, I love this place, man. I got more laps here than anywhere, and so I think it's going to be okay. It's just going to have to try to keep the truck up under me all night, and we'll see what happens. But I don't know what happened in qualifying. That still got me puzzled, but we're here now, so.
All right. Well, I guess all that matters is where you finish, right? Not where you start. So thanks for taking a minute to have a word with us, and hopefully we are able to get a word in with you after the race as well. So good luck out there.
Appreciate it. Be looking forward to it. Appreciate it.
He says you got a lot of laps over here, so pretty good, man. It's nice to be able to come in and feel comfortable on the track, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it always helps. Usually, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you're running the laps, I guess. I don't know. I have a ton of laps here, too, and I don't do so well at it. So, he's got some.
You do better than you say.
I'm just a sore loser.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I definitely will agree
Ricky
with
Bobby.
that.
First or last. That's my motto.
So it looks like we have Tony Gray, Shane Gross, Kevin Cornelius, Len McNeese, David Gainforth, and Jim Locking. The top 6 here. Leaders got the inside line. Pace car lights are out, Joe.
Pace car makes a hard left on the pit road. Green flags out. We're back underway here at GAC. Well, at Charlotte with GAC. I apologize.
Yeah, it looks like Tony Gray got a good start there. Kevin Cornelius right behind him, pushing him, trying to secure that second place. Cornelius to the outside. We see them side by side behind.
See Kevin Cornelius battling back on the outside of Tony Gray here, trying to get that lead back.
And he was able to get scored for that lap.
Oh boy, those guys were close. Coming off of turn 2. I mean, that was interesting.
They were way close.
Looks like Tony's able to battle back and regain that top spot from Kevin. I'm sure that's not the last of that battle. You go back a little bit, see the 101 of David Gainforth and the 84 of Len McNeese. And every time I open my mouth, the battle kind of.
Well, game for the back out underneath. Game for looking low, trying to get by the 84, Len McNeese. Look who's right behind him, Jim Locking in 6th place, moving forward.
Yep, captain consistency. Showing his hands early here.
And it looks like we got Kevin Cornelius was taking a look to the inside. He tucks it back in behind. Trying to pull that draft. Let's go back here real quick, a little further back. 72 of John Estes, the 5 of Randy Perdue, and the 51 of Paul Cohen in that mix. 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. I'm sorry.
I think that some of these guys, it looks like, might have learned a thing or two during that first run. That it's not quite pushing it as hard, trying to see if they can be a little easier on the tires.
Turn it into a long run truck. So now we got a battle back up front. Kevin Cornelius now out front. He just makes the pass on Tony Gray. And it looks like the back of his truck looked like got a little bit loose there when Tony got kind of close to him. Maybe took some of the air off of that spoiler.
I'm pretty surprised that we've seen a lot of the crossover moves. We're seeing guys make passes, but the other guy's able to get back underneath of them and get a run and make the pass back. You don't tend to see a lot of that happening. Usually, once a guy has momentum, he has the spot. So it's definitely a good setup then. If they're able to do that and battle it out.
And one thing I'm seeing is 2 drivers up front running hard and using up a lot of that rubber.
Yes, sir. That's what I was going to say. If these other guys are running easy, I don't think the top 2 guys got the memo.
I'm just trying to watch Shane Gross's time because he's right now about 1.3 back. I want to see if he starts gaining anything. Right now he's not gaining. He's still kind of at 1.3 back. But these guys, the way they're racing each other right now, it's only a matter of time before those tires give up. Let's quickly jump back here a little bit further back in the pack. Number 40, Marcus McFadden in 14th. Followed by the number 5 of Randy Perdue. Oh, and he gets a little bit sideways, and he does save it. That was a good save right there by Marcus McFadden. He got a little bit sideways, man, and kept it off everybody.
Yeah, that was a good job. That could have ended badly for a couple of those guys back there.
So everybody kind of single filed out for a little bit further back. Back up here to Jim Locking. Let's take a quick look here. Jim Locking started 12th. He's up in 6th. David Gainforth, he started 6th. He's sitting currently in 5th. Len McNeese started 2nd. A little bit of a slip back to 4th, but doing all right. Shane Gross started 9th, works his way up to 3rd. Tony Gray started 8th. He's up in 2nd, and he's got 12 laps led. And Kevin Cornelius started on the pole, moves back up into the 1st position, and he comes across now, and he's got 9 laps led. So he's trying to fight back here.
I think at this point, I don't know that they really have much of a choice. Only a couple races left here, and got to try to get all those points you can to try to close that gap on Tony Gray. Make sure he doesn't run away with another one here at GAC.
I love the sound of those trucks whizzing by like that. Tony Gray, Kevin Cornelius, Shane Gross, Len McNeese, David Gameforth right now the top 5. Let's go back to 7th is Mark Koshix. Mark started 3rd, currently sitting in 7th. Go back to 8th is the 71 of Dean Viney, started 10th, moves up a couple positions. Paul Cohen started 7th, he moves back 2 positions into 9th. Justin Rogers, he started 15th, he's sitting up in 10th. Dwayne LaPrade started 11th and is sitting in 11th. John Estes started 13th and he is currently running 12th here. And Randy Perdue started 14th. He does move up 1 spot into 13th. Marcus McFadden started 17th, gets himself up to 14th. And Michael Palmer, who we saw up front earlier, he started 4th. He's back in 15th. And Sean Lejeune is 16th. He started 5th. And I believe he is 1 lap down.
Yes, sir. He's the only car 1 lap down. So if anything happens here, another caution comes up. As it sits, he will get the lucky dog.
And we saw Tony Gray hit the white line and almost lose it. And then right in front of him, almost at the stripe, we saw Shane Gross lose it. And I thought Tony was going to get collected into it, but does a good job passing him. So let's go back and take a quick look at that. And I don't know why I'm having troubles with it. It will not let me go back.
I don't know, sir. Yeah, it looks like Tony got a little wiggly there on the bottom of 3 and 4, and Kevin got really loose and spun it around and almost collected Tony Gray in the process. I don't think there was any major harm done there other than some spots lost, so hopefully he can rebound from that.
I must have hit something and changed something that I'm not seeing, because it's not letting me back up right now. Sorry about that.
I think a common theme here we're seeing is about 15 to 18 laps. The rear tires on these trucks are taking a pretty heavy beating.
Yeah, especially the way those guys were fighting up front. I mean, man, it was only a matter of time before those tires heated up and gave out. But we see Tony Gray does come out first. Looks like Len McNeese will come out second. Shane Gross will come out third. I believe David Gameforth will take 4th, and Jim Locking will take 5th coming out of the pits here. Lap 43. We are under a second caution. Tony Gray is your leader. There's been 8 lead changes so far, believe it or not.
Would you like to get another word in with someone real quick, or I don't know, I feel like we might have jinxed somebody because there was almost an incident.
I say see if you could get a word in maybe with Len.
Yes, sir. Hey, Len, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Joe.
Well, it looks like the trucks are getting pretty wild out there after about 15 or 18 laps. Is seeing a lot of guys sliding around, and I don't know if some of them are pretty close to the white line when it's happening. I don't know if the apron has anything to do with it or if they're just getting loose.
No, my experience, about 18 laps, the tires just all of a sudden with no didn't give you no reason to rhyme. All of a sudden, just it broke loose. It just come around on you. So they get real loose about 18 laps.
It's about what we're seeing up here. I don't know, we saw some guys back off that looked to try to save some tires, and it didn't really do them any justice. So I don't know how things are looking from your perspective. You rebounded, you're back up here in second place, so can't be doing too bad for you out there.
Oh, I got lucky. The caution come out at the right time for I could get some new tires on it. But it is. I don't know. It's just the tires about 18 laps and all the goodies gone, and boy, it's just like driving on ice then.
Yeah, that's what we kind of figured too. No warning whatsoever.
No, it's not giving you any warning. You go in there one turn, one lap, and, it sticks, feels good, then all of a sudden you drive in there, and it's just like all of a sudden you hit a patch of ice and want to spin around.
Well, sir, it looks like you guys are on one to go. We appreciate you taking a minute to have a word with us, and hopefully you can keep the good in the good years long enough to be around at the end to talk to us later.
I hope so. We'll cross our fingers and see what happens. We got a long ways to go.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
I like that. The good in the good years. That's pretty good. I know a lot of guys want to try to keep the good in the good years here tonight.
It looked like they were trying. I don't know. It just, like we said, for like 15, 18 laps, and they just want to start stepping out on them. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and you can see there's no warning on it at all. So, all right, pace car is in. We are waiting for these guys. Leader has the inside line. We are back under green, and we are coming to lap 45 of 125. Tony Gray, your leader. Len McNeese outside. Looks like Tony Gray's got a pretty good start. Len not far off. Going to want to try to stop that 41 from taking second place.
Yeah, they're side by side. They're 2 wide and 4 deep pretty much. I don't know, second place all the way back to 10th, basically.
Well, you know what's going on now? It's getting, the intensity's getting up. Some laps are down. Guys are seeing what the trucks are doing. And I believe everybody's going to try to get what they can get now.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that they know the good window of these tires now, and that they got to get what they can while they can, and they'll try to just maintain from there.
And we're seeing some hard driving back here with the 21, the 17, the 71. Justin Rogers, Kevin Cornelius, and Dean Viney, man. These guys are fighting it hard for position right here. As they get single filed, we see... I lost him. See David Gameforth right now behind Jim Locking. Jim Locking up to 4th, David Gameforth in 5th. I didn't get on him fast enough, but it looked like David Gameforth was getting ready to take a peek on the inside and backed off.
I can't say that I really blame him.
We see Kevin Cornelius now go on the inside of the 21 of Justin Rogers and take that position. Go a little bit further back. Wow, we see some Dwayne LaPrade, John Estes, side by side. Yeah, Randy Perdue.
We got Marcus McFadden, Sean Lejeune, all 5-car battle going on back there.
It looked like Marcus McFadden got a little bit loose there and almost into the number 6.
I know they came off the corner pretty tight there. I don't know if maybe some slight contact that might have caused that, or if it was just them getting loose.
Man, these guys are fighting it out. I see a little bit of damage on the back of the 13 and the right rear of Dwayne LaPrade, so somebody must have got into the back of him. Let's go back up front. Shane Gross now out front, gets a lap led. Tony Gray second, Len McNeese third. Or you can tell I've been out of the booth for a little while. I'm losing my voice already. And we're only 53 laps into it.
Good side-by-side battle up here. Ooh, David Gameforth was a little out of shape right there. That was the side-by-side battle I was talking about, but now we have another one with him and Mark Koshik.
Yeah, Mark Koshik is going to take advantage of that little slip. So that's going to move Mark Koshik up to 6th. David Gameforth back to 7th. We see the 51 of Paul Cohen and the 21 of Justin Rogers. Trying to work things out between them. Justin Rogers looking high, looking low. And it looks like we got something going on up front here.
Looked like Shane Gross got around Tony Gray to get his first lap led of the night.
I say let's go to the crank it up cam and crank it up as soon as I can find it. And you can hear these guys, everybody's got their foot down on the floor. Back up front, we see Kevin Cornelius moving into the picture now.
Yeah, we saw Tony Gray, he did drop back to 3rd place briefly. Was able to get back around Len there for 2nd place, but Kevin Cornelius is putting on a charge to come back through the field. He wants that top spot back. See Len making a move on the inside. Looked like they were going to take it 3 wide there for a second.
Wow, that was a move there by the 17.
Yes, sir. But it all worked out. And in Len McNeese's favor is that moves him up to the race lead. Shane Gross back to 2nd place. 17 working on the inside of Tony Gray. He'll get clear coming off of 4.
It looks like we have a taker to pit road. Randy Perdue gonna take an early pit.
Can't really blame him there. I would I'd pit every 15 laps if it were me. That would be the cut.
Yeah, well, especially after hearing what Len said, you know, the truck just giving out on you with no warning. These guys are running pretty hard right now, too. They're up. We have a caution out. And it looks like it's on Dwayne LaPrade. Hopefully I can get back. Let me try again. You're watching Dwayne come out of 2 down the back stretch. You see just going into 3, the back of the truck just started to give away on him. Does he make any contact? That was good. Made no contact with anybody and stayed off the wall. So he'll be able to get in, get some tires, get that thing back on the road.
Yes, sir. That was some really good heads-up driving, too, by the rest of those guys that were in that pack, because that could have caught about 5 or 6 guys in it.
Yeah, you saw right there at the end the 2 drivers that split them there. Real good driving by these guys. So let's take a look and see if our leaders are going to come down. Yep, and they are coming down. We see Len McNeese leading them in. I can't imagine anybody going with 2 tires with the drop-off that we're seeing. So I'm imagining a 4-tire fuel stop here.
Yep, I'd have to agree. I don't think, with what we've seen, I don't think anyone would feel comfortable with 2 at this point.
And we see a couple drivers look like they're having a little bit of trouble in their pit stall. But it does look like Len McNeese is going to get back out front.
Yes, sir. So Len McNeese to the lead. It looks like Shane Gross will come off 2nd place. Kevin Cornelius in 3rd. Tony Gray in 4th. And Mark Koshik comes out 5th. Jim Locking in 6th.
So the top 6 been pretty consistent. The last couple stops, coming in, coming out. We haven't really seen anybody caught on pit road speeding just yet. So Len McNeese right now has got 19 laps led. Shane Gross has got 10 laps led. Kevin Cornelius has got 12 laps led. Tony Gray with the most laps led so far. He's got 24 laps led so far.
Yeah, we've seen a few different leaders tonight, and you know, I don't know. Those guys they're still battling it out pretty hard. I don't think we've seen the end of all those battles going on. There's some fast guys. I'm sure all of them are chomping at the bit to win here tonight.
Yeah, these guys were pretty close coming in points too. I mean, I think for the top 7, there was still, you know, a good opportunity to come out and take this championship away with still 2 more races after tonight. And like you said earlier, you know, guys are starting to see what the trucks can do. So, you know, you got to get these moves done early.
So that pace car hits pit road. Green flag's out, and they're back underway once again. Like Len got a pretty decent start there. He's getting some help by the 17. Looks like he should be clear going into turn 1. We'll see if Kevin's able to get a run on him coming down the backstretch here. So they're side by side behind those guys for 3rd and 4th place.
I think somebody said turn the heat up.
That's what it's looking like.
Go back a little bit further, man. They are side by side, halfway through the field. So the 101 of David Gainforth going to make a move on the 33 of Mark Koshitz. And that is going to be for 5th and 6th. Mark able to hang on to it. And here we see the 31 of Michael Palmer back in the picture, up in the top 10. Oh, and he had to back out of it a little bit. Oh, man, that was really close. Good driving by those guys around him. He got a little bit tight. Looked like he was starting to drive up into the 91 and let off. Justin Rogers was there and Dwayne LaPrade was there. Those guys did a good job keeping off him, because that could have been bad. So we have a little change up front. We have Kevin Cornelius, Shane Gross, Tony Gray, and Len McNeese moves back to 4th. So I wonder if Len had a little bit maybe of an episode there. See Tony Gray now to the outside of Len McNeese. Let's see if he can try and make a move here on the outside in 1. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Len McNeese, that's Shane Gross, my bad.
All's forgiven. Looks like he does get to the outside of him going into 3 here. We'll see if Tony can use that momentum to get clear coming out of turn 4.
See, we've seen Tony earlier down in the inside line, able to make that inside line work. And he does make that pass on the outside, so Tony able to do it in the inside and the outside. Back a little further, I'm seeing a battle going on back here between, I think it was Dean Viney and David Gainforth. And that's for 7th and 8th. If you look, Dwayne LaPrade got himself up into the 8th position. Jim Locking in 9th. Right behind him in the top 10 spot, Justin Rogers.
Yeah, and I think, too, I don't know that we've seen the end of Michael Palmer here tonight either. I think he dropped back early. He appeared to be on a different pitch strategy than some of these other guys. And in that first part of the race, I think it bit him. He just had to recuperate himself there. So I think there's going to be a lot more position swapping before this one's all said and done.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a good truck out there too, so you know, maybe he's got a plan.
It don't spin.
Keep something for the end. That would be my plan. Try and keep something for the end. It's hard though, because you know, when you're out there racing, you're trying to gain as many spots as you can, and if you take it easy, you know, you let them get too far ahead of you. So you got to be a little bit aggressive. A real fine line between you know, being over aggressive and aggressive. But we got a good three truck battle going on right now with Dwayne LaPrade, Dean Viney, and David Gainforth, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yes, sir. It seems like, I don't know, this pack that's been here in the middle, about 5 to 7 trucks, these guys just can't get away from one another here tonight.
Let's take a look back from Dean's truck to the front of Dwayne LaPrade.
Is that camera sponsored by Jelly Belly?
And you see them jelly beans getting a lot closer right now. Taking a look out of the windshield of Dean Viney, who is sitting right now in 10th. Looking to the back of the 101 of David Gainforth in 9th.
It looks like Dwayne keeps sticking a nose in under Dean there. He wasn't quite able to make it work. Dean shuts the door on him there, so be right back to where he started and try to do it again, but they're Gonna go side by side behind him with the 91 of Jim Locking and the 21 of Justin Rogers. Like Jim's working the high line coming out of 4. He's able to keep Justin behind him there.
And go back a little bit further. Michael Palmer now on the inside of Sean Lejeune. Back up to the 33 of Mark Koshik's in 5th. Shane Gross in the 41, sitting in 4th. Len McNeese up to 3rd. And then go back up to the front. Tony Gray in 2nd. And Kevin Cornelius out front. Kevin Cornelius now, when he crosses the stripe, if he leads this lap, he'll be tied with Tony Gray with 24 laps led.
Got pretty close to the back of Kevin's bumper right there. I'm not quite sure he wanted to be that close. Kevin had a pretty big gap though. Tony was able to run him down, so we'll see if anything ensues with that.
Yeah, see if he's got anything for him now.
I apologize for taking it off the leaders again, but it looked like we had a pass for 7th. Dwayne LaPrade wasn't able to work the inside of Dean Viney, so he made the outside work that time. And they're still side by side, back and forth with Justin Rogers and Jim Locking back here for 9th and 10th. And every time I talk, it's gone. I'm rusty.
Yeah, they work it out quick. Here we go, Dwayne LaPrade taking a look underneath the 101 of David Gainforth. And looks like Dwayne is going to be able to take the 6th spot, and the 71 of Dean Viney going to try and follow him along. See Dean Viney down low, the 101 of David Gainforth up high. Dean Viney a little bit of a slide up. Looks like David Gainforth is trying to get caught back up. Here we see the 21 of Justin Rogers now to the outside of Dean Viney. And that's going to be for 8th and 9th. Rogers on the outside, Viney down low, Jim Locking right behind.
It's looking like for the first handful of laps here, these guys are able to hold the bottom fairly well, and they're making up some good ground doing it. But then, you know, after 10 or so laps, these guys start making some ground up on that high side, and they're able to make some passes that way.
And we see, oh, we saw the 13 go down low. The 21 is spinning. Let's go find out what happened. I don't know if the 21 checked up because he saw the 13 down low. Hopefully I can get back far enough to see what happened there. We're watching the 21. We see the 13 up in front. A couple of trucks up. Not really sure what happened just yet. Looking from the back of the 21 right now, coming into 3. Look like the 13 got a little bit loose, and the 21 checked up just a little bit, and it upset his truck. I don't think either driver got involved with anybody. Let's go back to the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade and see if he made any contact with anybody during that spin. We saw the back end just start coming out on him. See him coming out of 2. I went back a little far. Oh, he made a little contact with the wall. You see him going into 3. Gain 4th down low, and the back just gives out on him. And no contact. So that's good. You know, unfortunate for a caution, but no contact. Now, I believe Dwayne LaPrade used his fast repair already. That's why we'll see him sitting on pit road for a little bit, getting some damage fixed.
We got a little shake up on the race off pit road here. Kevin Cornelius was your leader coming in, and remains your leader coming out of the pits, but behind him we have Dean Viney, who I would think he made up quite a few positions there. He would have had to have taken 2 tires or had one amazing pit stop. Guys were all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Glenn McNeese comes out in 3rd, Tony Gray in 4th, Mark Koshik in 5th. Would you like to maybe get a word in with Dean here?
Yeah, you want to see if we can grab a hold of him?
Yes, sir. Hey Dean, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Hey bud, we've seen some wild, crazy racing. I know I'll try to be quick here. Looks like you guys are getting ready to go back here soon. It's just a lot of slip sliding around. Did you take 2 tires there? You see, you made up quite a few positions.
Yeah, I got very well. It's now or never to try the 2. So I took 2 tires, tried to gain a little position. You know, well, I want to kind of see how this thing felt. It was getting a little tight, then it get a little loose. So it seemed like for me, it was more tighter at the beginning here. So we're going to see what happens here. Probably going to hurt me in the long run, but I don't know if I can save a little bit. Maybe it'll come back to me.
All right, bud. Well, we'll let you go. Hopefully everything works out for you, and we could get a word in with you afterwards.
Thanks, Joe.
It seemed like there was a pretty quick yellow. Green flag is out. We see a little bit of a shake-up up in the front.
I believe the 40 of Marcus McFadden stayed out. He didn't get going very well at all, and that kind of stacked things up behind him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I thought he was getting a wave around, but I guess he did stay out and got a lap led.
I guess that would explain the quick turnaround time. I apologize for that. If I put Dean on the spot for that, I thought we had another lap or so.
He might have a good move there with the 2 tires because I think it's going to help turn the car a little bit better. With the way these guys are running, they're running really hard. I wouldn't be surprised to see it work out in Dean's favor. See 91 of Jim Locking down low underneath Mark Koshik's. And we got somebody with a connection issue going on out there.
I think that was the 41 of Shane Gross, I believe.
Yeah.
Jim Locking still on the inside of Mark Koshik, not able to get that run off, that momentum to clear him. Mark's got him by about a fender going into turn 1. Got Dean Viney right in front of those guys, hanging on pretty well with those 2 tires. Jim's able to get clear. Looks like he's going to bring the 101 of David Gainforth with him. Another tight side-by-side battle behind those guys, Sean Lejeune and Justin Rogers.
Yeah, these guys are, you know, we got 33 laps to go, coming to 32 laps to go. These guys got to move.
Yes, sir. It's getting crunch time.
Got to run, got to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that, you know, with the balance of the truck, with the way these guys are explaining it, I don't know if that two-tire call may work to Dean's advantage here.
Yeah, sometimes when the trucks it gets that way, man, 2 tires, you know, you're kind of afraid to do it, but sometimes it really does work in your favor. You find that little bit of extra grip, and with the amount of laps left to go, you know, if it stays green, it may hurt him, but I'm anticipating one more caution here, only because we've seen the way the tires drop off, and the racing that these guys are doing right now is pretty hard.
Yes, sir. These guys still haven't settled it out for the back half of the top 10 here. It looks like David Gameforce trying to get there to get to the inside of Jim Locking. We got 6 of Sean Lejeune working on the inside of Mark Koshik. Looks like David Gameforth will get there. Trying to get a nose in.
And meanwhile, up front, Kevin Cornelius has got 8/10 over Tony Gray. Len McNeese in 3rd. Dean Viney hanging on the 4th. Jim Locking in 5th, leading that pack behind them. And those guys are still fighting it out, man, side by side.
Yes, sir. It looks like the 33, Mark Koshik's been kind of hung out on the outside here for several laps. Probably not the position he wanted to be in. Lost a couple spots. We see the 91 dive it down to the inside of the 71. The 91 inside of the 71. I apologize.
A lot of ones.
I think I'm dyslexic tonight.
I'm just rusty, man. Don't feel bad. And we see the 6 really tucked up behind the back of the 91. Really trying to push him forward, man, to clear these guys.
I know we said it was crunch time, but I don't know if I'd want to be pushing anybody with how loose these things have been getting tonight.
Let's see if I can get to a better view here. You see the 6 right behind the 91. He's been pushing him and following him pretty tough.
It looks like these guys are trying to get it sorted out back here, but I mean, your top 3, they've opened up quite a gap on these guys.
So Jim Locking now moves up to 4th. Sean Lejeune in 5th. Right behind him, Dean Viney in 6th. The 101 of David Gameforth in 7th. And the 21 of Justin Rogers in 8th. And Dwayne LaPrade in 9th there in that battle. See the 101 taking a look down on the inside of the 71 of Dean Viney.
Oh, some contact there. Justin Rogers gave a little bumper to Dean right there. It's going to cost them both a couple of spots.
Yeah, I didn't think he was expecting Dean to slow down that much. Coming to 23 laps to go this time by. Kevin Cornelius out front. He will take 45 laps led here this time by. Second place, Tony Gray's got 24 laps led. Len McNeese, 22 laps led. He's in 3rd. Jim Locking right now sits in 4th. Started 12th. Good move for Jim. Sean Lejeune started 5th. Gets himself back up to 5th. David Gameforth started 6th. Hanging on to 6th. See Marcus McFadden down low. And we're winding them down right now.
Yes, sir. What do we? 22 laps to go.
And Kevin Cornelius has 1.1 seconds over Tony Gray, and Len McNeese has closed up a little bit on Tony Gray. We see now Dwayne LaPrade to the back of the 101. And the yellow is out. And it looks like it is Kevin Cornelius.
Late race troubles for the race leader here.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and take a look at that. And it looks like he will tow it. So obviously a lot of damage. Let's go take a look. See him down on the white line. Down the backstretch, close to the wall. Across the stripe and heading into one. And there we see the back end just start giving out. Oh, and he gets hit by Tony Gray. Let's go and take a look from Tony Gray's point of view.
I don't think
Nowhere to go.
and not a whole lot he could do there. He had Len on the inside of him, and looked like Len got some right side damage from that as well. I think Tony and Kevin got the brunt of that one.
Looks like Tony did have his fast repair, so he was able to repair his truck and get back out. Len McNeese is sitting there getting some damages fixed. We'll have to see how this turns out here when they cross the line and all the scores get. Looks like Len McNeese may be serving a penalty as he's dropping to the back. So he may have come in while the pit road was closed to try and get a jump start on some repairs on that truck. So we've had, I can't say Len McNeese is the leader right now because it's not caught up. But we've had 14 lead changes so far. We're under caution number 5. And we have 19 laps to go. We are presently under caution right now. I believe it's going to go back around and put Jim Locking in front.
Yes, sir. That'll cycle the 91 of Jim Locking to the lead.
Tell you what, it's a big change of events here.
Yes, sir. Got Sean Lejeune up in second place, David Gain fourth and third, Justin Rogers fourth, Dwayne LaPrade fifth. So we've seen a pretty big shakeup now through all of that.
Nope, I just lost the, there we go. I lost the field for a minute.
I was gonna, don't do that to me.
I hate when that happens. Well, I'll tell you what, been a very good race so far. A lot of racing in between, a lot of guys battling it out. We've seen some real good battles further back in the track, you know, for position. About 18 laps into the run, the truck really starts to get away. So guys are starting to try to have to do it early and get what they can on these starts. Jim Locking is your leader. Sean Lejeune is second. David Gain fourth. Justin Rogers, Dwayne LaPrade, Mark Koch is your top 6. Gonna be, I think the heat's gonna be up a little bit hotter now.
Yeah, I think we're at that point in the race where that these guys they're gonna push it and give it all they have to the finish. That's about the amount of tires that they have is one for one really hard run here, and hopefully they get it done under green and there's no last few lap incidents or anything.
I don't think anybody's going to be taking it easy. So it looks like Jim Larkin is going to take the inside on the start.
Pace car makes a left onto pit road. Green flag's out. We're back underway for the closing 16 laps here at GAC.
Looked like Sean Lejeune had a really good start there. Trying to take it out in front of Jim Locking. Jim fighting back on the inside. Oh, sorry, buddy.
This guy's still battling it out pretty hard up there. Looks like Jim's got about a half a truck length on him. They're side by side for your first 3 rows here. These guys are going to give it all they have here for this final stretch to the end. It's like Jim almost had him cleared, maybe a bit of slight contact there between the 6 and the 91.
They look like they may have just brushed just a little bit. We see the 101 and the 21 side by side now for 3rd and 4th. Looks like Lejeune now going to take it down low.
Yeah, the 91 had him cleared for a moment. He did that crossover move, got back to the inside. We'll see if Jim can hold him off here on the outside through 3 and 4.
And look who's popped up into the top 5. Dwayne LaPrade.
It's a really good recovery. He's had a couple issues tonight, so good to see him bounce back from that.
Dean Viney up to 7th. We got almost a 3-car battle back here, but the 3-truck battle between Len McNeese, Paul Cohen, and Tony Gray. As we come to 12 laps to go here tonight at Charlotte. Just about the right amount of laps to run those tires out. So Sean Lejeune out front now has got 3 laps led. See the 91 and the 21 of Justin Rogers side by side there. That's for 3rd and 4th. And we see the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade wanting to get by, trying to push the 91.
There was not a whole lot of space between all 3 of those trucks right there. They were tight side by side, front to back. I don't think you could have hit a deck of cards in there.
I don't think so at all. And you see Dwayne going up high, going down low, trying to figure out which one of these guys are going to get by. He wants to go, man. Looks like he's got a good truck right now, too. If he could get by one of these drivers and make the pass, I think he'd be able to clear a little bit. Here comes the 84 and the 00, Len McNeese and Tony Gray. They've just passed the 17 of Kevin Cornelius, who is 2 laps down. Looks like Kevin Cornelius so far has got 47 laps led, so he'll come out here tonight with the most laps led. We have a tie for Len McNeese and Tony Gray for 24 laps led. And the 84 is sliding. Oh, man, and he hits the wall hard. The 71 of Dean Viney also in that one. Oh, man, we have to go back and look at that. That looked pretty tough.
That was a really hard hit, and Dean got caught up in it. I don't know if the 40 of Marcus McFadden. He locked him up too. I'm not sure if he caught a piece of it or if he was able to avoid that.
Go back and take a look at this with Len McNeese. See him come out of 4. We're getting ready to cross the stripe. We're sitting at the back of Len McNeese's truck. Wow, he was down low, down the backstretch underneath the 33. Oh, we see what happened. He goes underneath the white line, and that upset the truck and snapped it flying. And who was that? Was that the 17 of Kevin Cornelius? Catch a piece of it too, or no?
No, it looked like the 40 of Marcus McFadden came in late. I don't know if he locked him up. Oh, he did catch a piece of that. It was the 17.
Yeah, and we see the 71 slide into the grass. Ah, man, tough break here at the end. I don't know how many fast repairs guys have left, so we'll have to sit it out and wait and see. Now, if you're the leader, Sean Lejeune, with 7 laps to go, do you come in? Do you stay out?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough call. 'Cause
you know the answer. If you come in, they stay out. If you stay out, they come in.
Yep, I've been there. I'm glad I'm watching right now because I don't want to have to make that decision.
All right, well, we see he stays out. Looks like most of the guys have chose to stay out. Let's see if we can get a better view here. Yeah, it looks like everybody's gonna stay out. I mean, you know, 6 laps to go, probably be 4 laps to go when we go green. So, you know, when you're the leader like that, man, if you go in, they stay out. And then if you stay out, usually they go in. So you can't really win.
I mean, when you're the leader late in a race like that, it's almost always a lose-lose situation. No matter what you do, the other guys are going to do the opposite to try to take advantage of it. So, fortunately, you know, these guys look like they appear to be all staying out for the most part. So, I don't think there was any of that stress going on. I don't know if the decision was too hard for Sean Lejeune there.
So Sean Lejeune right now has got 9 laps led. Jim Locking's got 4 laps led. Tony Gray has 24 laps led. Len McNeese has 24 laps led. Marcus McFadden right now has 1 lap led. And Kevin Cornelius had 47 laps led. So
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Sean Lejeune is going to take the inside on the start. David Gainforth in the 101 on the outside. Jim Locking on the inside. The 13 of Dwayne LaPrade on the outside. So let's hang on and see what happens here. It's going to be a 4-lap shootout. Still anybody's race.
Yeah, I mean this is the last restart of the race. No matter what, these guys have some laps on their tires, and they didn't handle that great with some worn out tires. So it's going to be interesting these last few laps.
See if anybody spins their tires here on the start. See him coming out of 4. Wait for that pace car to turn in. And the pace car is in. We're waiting for the final green flag of the night. Green flag is out. And you can hear him going by.
It looked like the whole field got a pretty good restart right there. Sean Lejeune is pulling ahead clear of David Gainforth out of turn 2's pulling Jim Locking with him. It's got the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade looking on the inside of the 101 as well. Behind them we have the 33 and the 00 Tony Gray.
And Jim wants to finish in front of the 00 because that will tighten up a little bit of the points between him and Tony Gray. Sean Lejeune having a real strong run here. Able to get a nice little gap in between. Here we go. We might go 3 wide here.
It looked like he thought better of it and decided to push him down the back straightaway there.
Tony Gray to the outside. Oh, Len McNeeson to the wall. Keeps it going. And we have second and third. 101 of David Gainforth, the 91 of Jim Locking, battling it out hard, man, for position as we get ready to come to the white flag.
One lap to go here at Charlotte.
One more time.
Sean Lejeune out to a few truck length lead, but it looks like the 101 of David Gainforth.
Oh, some contact. And the 91 goes around, takes out the 21. The 13 got into the back of the 91. The 101 trying everything he could up into the wall. And will the 13 beat him to the line for second place? Yes.
Wow. Oh, man. Wow, what a finish. That was crazy.
Wow. That was nuts, man.
Well, we said it was going to be a wild last couple laps, and these guys didn't disappoint. That was probably one of the most exciting finishes I've seen.
That was nuts. I can't believe that. Wow, man, that was nuts. Well, wow, that was definitely good. That was definitely a great finish.
Oh, we got a wild finish to a wild race here tonight.
Yeah, we'll get a minute for these guys to get themselves together, and we'll get a word in with the top 3. And that was definitely an exciting finish. All right. We're back here. We have, we get caught up with David Gainforth.
Yes, sir. I got him in here. David, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, David, it's Joe in the booth. You got a copy?
No, we may be having.
Joe, can you hear me?
There we go.
Sorry,
All
I
right.
was pushing my in-game chat there. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine. Just having some technical difficulties. Felt like NBC there for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was a wild race. We saw the tires played a enormous role here tonight. It looked like what everyone was saying was about 15 to 18 laps was about what you could get out of some tires, and we just saw side by side battling, guys doing crossover moves, and no one really wanted to give up any track position here tonight. And I could see why with all the handling that just fell out of these trucks after about 20 or so laps. It was crazy from up here. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy from in here too. Like you said, after 20 laps of truck, you weren't sure what it was going to do. If you guys had just broke loose on them, you were just sort of hoping and praying every turn that it would just stick. But I had some damage right from the start. I had about 20 seconds. I had to slowly get repaired. I didn't want to use my quick fix just in case. So You know, I didn't want to give up track position. Track position was key here tonight. It was definitely tough to pass some guys.
Yeah, so it's late in the race. I think what 4 laps to go was how long that final run was. Was the decision difficult for you guys to not take tires on that stop?
Yeah, I'd already decided when the caution came out that I wasn't. Even if the 6 went in, I was staying out. So I was just going to gamble. You know, it worked out pretty good. Jim and I raced pretty hard there side by side. The 6 got a bit of a lead on me, and I got a run on him on the last lap. He kind of threw the block on me down the back straightaway, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah, we saw you. You closed that gap up pretty quick. It looked like you were going to get there, and just didn't quite work out for you. But I mean, you bring it home in 3rd place tonight, so not too bad, I guess. I'm sure you would have liked to come out of here with a victory, but sometimes you just got to take what you can and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been having a rough year this year and in this league, and I'll take a 3rd place as like a victory for me. It's given me some momentum moving forward, that's for sure.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for stopping up and having a word with us before we let you go. Was there anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you and Paul up in the booth. You guys do an awesome job every week broadcasting the races here. I want to thank Dean for putting this on. It's a really fun league. The race on Monday nights. And I got to thank my Mr. Bubble guy here and old school Sean Dorr for painting it up for me. I think the truck still looks pretty good out there. So and that's about it, I guess. Thanks, man.
All right, sir. Thank you, and don't be too hard on yourself over a 3rd place finish here tonight. It was a good run for you, and it was good to see you come out here and run strong.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you tomorrow night, man.
All right, bro.
Night, Paul.
All right, Joe, I got a message from Dwayne. He's not able to talk to us, but he's going to type to us through chat here on the channel. First of all, I'd just like to congratulate Dwayne on the 2nd place finish. Started 11th, takes her home in 2nd, battled back from a couple of incidents, and definitely a real strong finish there at the end. So congratulations to you, Dwayne. I know we're a little bit delayed here, but whatever you want to send us, go on and send it, and we'll make sure we relay it back out. But definitely a good run. We're trying something different, people, so hang on. Technology at its best.
I think this is going to go down the first ever, we'll call it a snail mail interview.
Yeah, that's all right. But definitely a strong run there for Dwayne LaPrade. Started 11th. Takes her home 2nd. We've seen him battle back from some things. We know he does good on saving his tires and finding his way to the front after any kind of troubles. He was strong early on in the season and really strong last season. Was the leader in the points for quite some time. So definitely not anything unfamiliar with him. Up and down all. Yeah, that 20-lap run that you guys had at the end, definitely we saw you guys moving up forward. We did see that you had that fast repair, so that was good to have that. How was it at that 4-lap run, that last start? Did you think you were going to be able to get up to the front? And no, we are not having technical difficulties. We are live. We're just trying to get an interview in with 2nd place. We cannot have an audible interview, so we're doing it through the chat. So there's nothing wrong here. If you want, Joe, see if we can get caught up with Sean Lejeune if he is has a channel open, and we can kind of bounce back to Dwayne.
Hey Sean, it's Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Joe.
Well, man, you looked like there's a lot of guys that were having issues tonight, and I don't know. You were in the thick of things a lot of the times in the middle of the pack there, and it just seemed like a pretty hectic race. General consensus is about 20 laps was about what you could get out of some tires before they started sliding around. I just wanted to get a word in with you and see how everything was from your point of view.
Yeah, I'd have to say it was the same thing from my point of view. I don't know if the camera was on me, but about 20 laps into that first run, second run or whatnot, I was running fourth and kind of like arced the car too much in turn one and got loose and got sideways, saved it thankfully, and then turn 3 and 4 I got loose again and actually spun out through the front grass and went through the pits, got a unsafe entry at pit road, had to overcome 2 laps. Thankfully when I pitted, the second caution came out. So it was pretty hectic for me as well. I got really lucky for when that second caution fell. And then the next caution got me the lucky dog because I was the 1 car lap down. So, but yeah, I would have to agree with everybody. About 20 laps, 22 laps or so, the truck would just get really loose, and you'd have to really be gentle with the throttle, both pedals.
Yeah. So, how difficult of a decision is it late in the race like that? There's 5-6 laps to go in a race. You're under yellow. Is it tough not to take tires in that situation, knowing the tire situation?
Yeah, because we were like, we did like what 6 or 7 laps on that set, and it's just enough to like where you have to start managing the gas pedal, and yeah, being the leader, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of thing. So I tried to fake them out, but what good is that going to do? They're going to do anything opposite. Thankfully, at least I think 2 guys stayed up behind me. I don't know if that was Dwayne that pit was the first car to pit or whatnot. So it's kind of tough to see, but yeah, thankfully only 4 laps to go when we went back to green, so kind of enough time for me to hold off for a lap.
Yes, sir. Well, you did a great job tonight. I know you're new to this league, correct? Is this your first race or your second with these guys?
So this is my first race in the truck series. I did last year's series. I think it was the late models or super late models. But yeah, brand new basically.
Okay. Yeah. So, congratulations, man. I don't know what else to say. It was a exciting race, and you were able to hold everybody off at the end of a very exciting finish. There was a lot going on that last lap. I don't know if you were able to catch any of it in your mirror, but it was pretty wild, and you were able to hold everybody off, come out of here with the victory tonight, and just congrats on your first place finish. Before we let you go celebrate, is there anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I want to thank Dean Viney and GAC Racing and his race team. All a bunch of great guys. Everybody in this league is great. I want to thank you, Joe, for stepping in and taking over SRTV for tonight. I don't know if you always do it. Like I said, it's my first race. But thank you, and Anselmo. I'd like to thank Lazy Days Racing, my team, Eric Burley, my car owner, for everything he does for us and myself. And thanks to, if anybody's watching, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully put on a good show for you.
Oh yeah, you guys definitely put on a great show. And Paul is here. We alternate interviews on a case-by-case basis, so it's just kind of luck of the draw. But yeah, we're both up here. We appreciate the kind words, man, and hopefully we see some more competitive fire from you in the future.
Yeah, I hope I get to talk to you. It's the first time, so it was fun. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to rewatch it.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, well, there you have it. Sean Lejeune comes out of here, your winner tonight. 15 laps led, started 5th. We seen him take that last 4-lap start and on old tires, able to hold off the other drivers and get out of here first. Dwayne LaPrade takes it home second. If you see what he wrote in the chat there, he got at the gym a little bit too much, loosened them up. He apologized for anybody involved that was in it, but it stayed green. And obviously, if it's green, you know, I do the same thing, keep my foot in it and see what position I can get. And he was able to beat David to the line, so congratulations to him on that. Great run here tonight by GAC. You guys did a real good job. A lot of hard racing all through. We had 18 lead changes here tonight and 6 cautions. And we're getting close now. We're heading to Texas next week. It'll be Texas, and then it'll be the championship race at Indianapolis. So 2 more nights of the truck series, and man, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see the points shake up after this, Joe.
Yeah, I can't either, because like a lot of the top guys in points didn't. I mean, they ran up front all night long, but they didn't finish that way, and this is really going to shake things up. So a wild race here tonight with an even more wild finish. I mean, some guys would be disappointed with 5-6 cautions. I don't think these guys have anything to hang their head about. That was it looked like those trucks were tough to hang on to, and hopefully we get some more excitement here as we close out the season.
Yeah, that was definitely an exciting finish, man. I couldn't believe it. Great run, guys. GAC, good run to everybody in the league. Let's run over the results. Tonight we have Sean Lejeune, who comes home your winner. Second place is Dwayne LaPrade. Third place goes to David Gainforth. Fourth place will be Mark Koshix. Fifth place goes to Paul Cohen. Sixth place is Dean Viney. Seventh place goes to Tony Gray. John Estes will finish 8th. Jim Locking will finish 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is Len McNeese.
Finishing 11th tonight is Justin Rogers. 12th is Marcus McFadden. Kevin Cornelius brings it home 13th. 14th is Michael Palmer. Shane Gross in 15th, Randy Perdue in 16th, and Timothy Kelleher did not take the field in 17th.
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed it here tonight. Sorry, a little bit rusty. Had a week and a half off, and man, it just kind of lost it. But we're back. We're here. We're getting things set back up. Got a couple more things to bring out in the next couple of races. Tune in next week, and they'll be at Texas for 125 laps, I believe. And then the following week will be the championship race at Indianapolis, so you don't want to miss it. So be sure to like and subscribe and follow GAC Monday nights and see who comes out on top. Until then, Joe, thanks for joining me in the booth, and have a good week, everybody. Good safe race week. Get some of them checkered flags down, and we'll see you then.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and everybody have a good night.